Another hot day in Limpopo. We are at a new venue. They call it something like a barbel dam. Apparently there are lots of barbel, nice bass, big kerper. They know about some carp and some huge crocs and a few hippos. So there's a number of species. I hope I don't catch all of them. So join me, Werner Libbe, on 4 Anglers today for, let's call it, the second half of our quest for some species in Limpopo. So they tell me at this dam there's some nice barbel. So what I would like to do is to get a presentation where I use a worm as well as some sort of a pop-up. So this is a zero from fish in garlic flavor. So it's a garlic zero, 10 more, and I need it to pop up to lift the worm. I'm using it on a hair rig with a fairly big, it's a number 8 hook, and a short hook link because I just want it to sit close to the bomb. I'm using a boilie needle, actually a threading needle. Put the worm on there and then slide it onto the line, onto the hook line behind the hook. Something like that. Just push it onto the hook itself. So this is the way it would sit. So I will get that pop-up effect with a nice fat snake worm and pretty close to where the bomb is. That's it. I'm going to cast it blind into this open area where I see a lot of barbel turning. But if a big carp swims past us, you will always pick it up. So let's cast it and see. In farm dams like these, where I know there's barbel, I like to use a long bottom weight or a bottom trace with P4 or P5 or something like that, just to get some distance and to anchor it properly. And if there's some mud, the hooks need to be quite a far away from the weight. Okay, long bottom, that's it. I'm going to rig it with some snake worms. What I like to do is use a worm needle and use the entire snake worm up the line. It's very easy. Just thread the worm needle through. I always like to just leave a little tail, so I let it come out about 1 centimeter from the end. That small little Teflon point helps you not to pierce the sides, and it goes through quite easily. Like that. Always wet it so that it glides over easily. Keep the tension and just thread it through. That's it. First one up. Just to top it off, 2 reasons. The first one is to make sure that the worm doesn't slide off the hook. I just put a soft float, either devil's track or garlic, in front, just like that. Okay, that's it. So this is Michael's rod. He's gonna man that one, and he's gonna cast it in not too far, maybe 80 or 100 meters. So I'll say, Mike, you go over. First kerper. It's a small one. I'm going to be able to swing it in. And it is redbreast. Nice little redbreast kerper. Now, for our viewers that are not used to kerper, these fins are very spiky at the bottom and at the top, so they can pierce you. So especially with small kerper, the best way to take it off the hook is to take it like that, slide it over the fish so that you can press the fins down, keep it tight, take the hook out of the mouth, and then put it in the net. I'm going to keep a few so that we can see what the sizes are, and especially what the condition of these kerper. This is a beautiful little redbreast kerper, and I'm catching it on maggots. This is a barbless hook, that's why it's easy to take it off. At the moment I am using a feeder, so that open end feeder, so that it the ground bait that I'm using can come out easy, but I'm using a very short hook link. I know the competitive guys will now tell me that it's not allowed in classic. I know, but it's no competition. I need to get some feed down there, and I need the bait to be close to that. Well, the first casualty of the day, I was just at the back there. Fortunately, I clipped it out, but unfortunately the drag was not loose enough, although it was fairly loose. Just caught it away. Hook line gone. It is on the carp spot, but I put 2 or 3 maggots and a millipip, so it's possible that it can be a barbel, but I so hope it was a carp. Replacing a hook link, let's go back onto the spot. I also used a small pip, so that the presentation is fairly small, something like this. And it was also only in for about 10 minutes. Small little barbel. The farmer asked us to just keep them and take them out. A little bit overpopulated on the barbel side, so all the barbel we'll be taking out. Something interesting now. As the kerper started biting, especially these little redbreasts, I thought to myself, oh, let me put a worm that's going to be quicker. They didn't touch the worm. But the moment I put the maggots back, they're on the bite again. Beware the spikes. Nice and easy because it's a barbless hook. Nice little redbreast. Something that I love about maggot fishing is they normally last for more than one cast. So you can see which one has been eaten. So I just take that off and add another one. So there are 2 of them that stays on. I'm just adding another 2. Quite quick to fish with maggots, especially dead maggots. I made a slight change. I made the hook length longer, 450 plus that about 5, so that's the 500. But it was to get it away, give it a little bit of space, and straight away I hooked into something bigger. I lost it now because I had to hold it because of the reeds, but it was straight away a bigger fish. That's it. On again with a slightly bigger fish. The first, oh no, that's what it was the previous time, a turpin. The advantage of fishing with barbless hooks is such that we could just unhook that with a pair of pliers, but we damaged the line on the snell, on the hook. But the hook is quite fine and the turpin is fine. So I'm just using the hook tire. Got this long hook length still, everything's fine. I'm just going to attach it again, and it's quite easy to do it on the box. I also use very little line. To do that I can basically only lose about 1 centimeter of line without a problem. That's it. Centimeter of line left. Hook is tied again. We're good to go. I still believe that that first bite could have been that turpin as well. Now something about them, they are quite smelly. So when you catch something like that, don't net it, don't put it in your net, don't pick it up with your hands. They are really smelly. So you can also just snip the line, but I would prefer not to leave it in. If they have swallowed it, you can do nothing else. But this was on the side of its mouth and it was easy just to take it out, and because it's a barbless hook, it's so easy. Let's put it back in there. I'm fishing tight against those reeds in about 1 meter, 1.5 meters of water. Try and get the kerper. At the moment I'm just putting a little bit of feed there all the time, and it brings them in, but later on I will fish a float on top of it or over that spot. Yes! The first proper fish. Not a turpin, not a barbel. It's on maggots, on the kerper spot. It's not a small redbreast. It's something that kicks. Might be a larger redbreast. It's on the longer hook length. Oh! What a beaut! This is something better. Wow! Oh! Look at that! What? What a fish! Wow! Look at this redbreast. What? This is a massive redbreast kerper. Wow! Come and look at the hookup of this little circle hook with the maggots in the side of its mouth. Let's see, moment of truth. 1.04 kilograms. more than a kilo. What a redbreast. I think it might be officially my PB. Yes! Small little number 10 circle hook, 4 maggots, small cage, consistently on that spot. First a turpin, then a redbreast. Let's see if I can catch a bigger one. And a bass. Let's see if I can swing it up. Look at this. Haha, that's it. Nice little bass on a black swim Senko. Still got it from Wesley when we did our previous video. Look at that. Small little one, but I believe there are big ones around. So I'm burning to walk off and try catching bigger ones, but I really want to get that carp and a few of those bigger redbreasts. So I'm going to give it to Michael. He's going to walk around and see if he can catch a biggie. So the beauty about feeder fishing, and especially this specific system, I'm fishing with a pellet feeder at the moment, but it's a little cup, a little holder in which I can put some particles like pips, like that, and I just plug it with a bit of ground bait like that. So at the moment I'm just getting some bait in. I don't put anything on the hook at the moment, I'm just feeding. So this allows me to be very accurate and put a small amount of pips in all the time. And now I'm going to change it to something I can fish with again. I have fished with that one, but I'm going to do it slightly different now, because I need the bait to be visible inside or on top of the ground bait. So it's very easy to do that. So with this ICS system, the interchangeable system, this cage can be moved and clipped off just like that. What I can do is to put a flat feeder, just slide it on. It's exactly the same as a normal link system that we use in bank angling, and where you can change the size of the sinker. So that's it. Now I've got a flat feeder and I can present it differently without changing too much. 10 seconds. Now I can add some ground bait, and on the hook I can put a few maggots. So I'm going to put 3 maggots and what I'm feeding, which is corn. And now I can add a bit more ground bait, but this time I'll put the hook bait inside. Now the hook bait is right inside, and as this starts breaking up, that hook with the pip and the maggots will lie in the middle of this bit of ground bait, and when the fish comes in and sucks on the ground bait, it will pick up the hook. So let's put it back on the spot that I've just fed with the cage. So I'd also like to fish a float, especially as it's getting warmer. It's almost 12 o'clock, so the water's getting warmer, the kerp are coming up. I can see some of them turning. So I want to fish a float, and for that I need a long hook link. I do it about 1 meter long. So it's just a hook, and on top I tie a normal little loop with a figure 8, nothing fancy. And I'll show you just now how easy it is to convert the feeder setup that I have on the sliding feeder or the classic feeder into a system where I can fish a float. I'll give it another half an hour or so, and if I don't get bites at the bottom there, I'm going to fish a float over that area that I fed the whole morning. When preparing the hook link for the float, it is important that this hook link must go down quickly and also balance the float and give a good bite indication. So for that I'm using two number 4 stots. It's basically a split shot, a piece of lead that I just crimp onto the line, and I put them apart so that it follows a natural fall into the water. And what happens with these is that when the fish picks up the bait and it starts moving sideways, this weight will pull down on the float, and you'll get the indication when it moves sideways straight away. So if you've got no weights or shots on this line, the fish can swim all over and you won't see the bite. So these little pieces of lead helps you in the bite indication.
Yeah!
I'm now using 4 maggots on the hook and a worm on the hair. So let me show you how easy it is to convert from a feeder to a float. So just take off the float, the feeder. On the same attachment, flip on the float, then add a hook link, the one that I've prepared with the weights on. I've already put a worm on. It's a longer hook link. It's got some weights on for the bite indication, and all I have to do now is add a stot at the top of the line to make sure that the float doesn't go up. So this is the length from there to the float, and to the yellow piece, that is the length or the depth that the line or that the hook will actually be in the water. So it's about 1 meter, 1.2. Piece of worm. I'll start off with that, a piece of jumper, springworm, and then I just want to add a stot on top so that it can't move up. And then I'm ready. Nice little redbreast again, not too bad, but it took the hook right inside. I needed this gorger to take it out. Look at that, beautiful female. What is important is that they are coming back onto the spot. I was a bit worried, I thought they were disappearing, but I kept on. I went back to that spot again. I'm still on the long hook length, and I think I'm going to try and look at the two methods. I'm going to do another cast or two. I caught another small one as well, but I'm going to do a few casts. Yes, the bites are so sensitive, you just barely see it, and you can see it already swallowed it. So I'm going to go to a shorter hook length, back on the method feeder, but let me just first do another cast on this one. At the moment, these fish are extremely finicky. They are there and they are eating, but they are using the finest knives and forks. I put 4 or 5 maggots on and I will get 2 or 3 little bumps and it's off. So there are ways to get the sensitivity up so that you can see the bite quicker. So I've already changed this one from a 2.5 to a 1.5. It's rated ounces. So this is, for instance, a 1 ounce tip, and this is a 2 ounce tip. The 2 ounce tip is slightly stiffer, and the 1 ounce tip is softer. If I had a 0.75 here, I would have put that on. On this specific rod, which is it's a 13 foot and it's a soft or a medium rod, with the 1 on, I've put a 1 on, it's got a very sensitive bite indication. So now on the 1.5 I can already see the bites much better, and it's just doing that. So that's the first thing that you can do, is to go down in terms of rating on the tips. The next thing that you can do is, instead of mono that's got a bit of stretch, I'm fishing at 25 meters. So instead of, and sometimes it's these small little ones, and it's released safely back in the water. What I've also seen is that the little ones are more aggressive than those bigger, those 1 kilo plus redbreasts. They are so stealthy. They come in and they just suck it in, they rub it between their lips. Sometimes you can see that vibration on the tip. So the next thing that you can do to up it another level is to use braid instead of mono. Fishing at about 25 meters, so there is a bit of stretch in the mono. So on that rod I have now taken out the braid. That one is still on a longer hook length, but with braid. So if I've got problems with this and with that, I will then put braid onto this type of a presentation where it's right through. You can see the bite immediately. There's a short hook length, it's close to the feeder, it's a very soft tip, and it's braid, so it's very direct. So let's step it up as these fish are getting more finicky and more finicky. That was a nice fish, and there's some sort of a snag. It's not the first time that I get hooked there. There's definitely fish there, and every time I cast there I get a fish, and every time I get snagged. So there's something, I'm not sure what. I'm going to go out there again. Very specific place. So let me do that again. I saw it turning there. Well, look at how beautiful these little red breasts are. It's such a beautiful fish, and strong, but they are scalar. Well, I caught quite a few of them. It was hard work to actually get them on the go, The first day on the other farm dam, we caught a lot of blues, few redbreast, small ones, but these are particularly nice. Now especially look at this, madam. Look at that. Isn't that a prize fish? Beautiful, beautiful, and so strong. Now today, I'm going to get them back as soon as possible. Today was a great learning experience again. Let me just capture the essence of what I learned today. Sensitivity is key. I really had to go smaller cages, less feed, longer hook lengths, more sensitive tips, braid line, so everything to see the bite when it happens, because these fish are really, they were eating with knives and forks. But got about just more than a dozen of these, and I'm very happy with it. Great day, no carp, couple of small barbel and a couple of bass. Now I'm actually going to say goodbye, but I'll probably show you something. We're going to go to the inlet of the dam, see if we can catch a bass or two as the sun is setting. Most beautiful. Thank you for watching. Make sure that you subscribe to this channel, hit the bell so that you get the notifications when you need or when there's new stuff on, and join us again next time. Also watch out for whatever will be in the media about this bag of fish. Watch out in the bank angler. And then add a hook length that is longer, the one that the previous time, a couple of days back.
It's a video.